What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I know that I am, because we're working on the jet ski again and we're doing some major upgrades to it today in a little bit different way. So it's time to take this thing under the knife and maybe throw a little bit of fire to it to go ahead and get rid of all these decals. So don't get me wrong, the decals on this, I actually really like them. I enjoy them a lot. I think that they're awesome. But they're all dingy, they're all sun faded, and they're all chipped up. So with that, it's time to go ahead and change up the look on this and get things looking a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner. So we're gonna go ahead, remove all these all these stickers are cracked, they're sun faded, they're ripped along the edges, broken, cracked, pieces missing, it's coming up. It doesn't really want to stay on, so with that, we're going to go ahead and change things up. Let's get rid of these things and enjoy a new look on this. So on the front cowl here, I've gone through and I've kind of used the torch, started it, getting it heated up to start pulling the pieces off, but they just peel off little chunk by chunk. And if you look, all that's still all the glue. So I haven't even done half the job yet, and there's still a ton to do. And that being said, when it gets done, it's still on there. You can see the letters of the warning sign are still on that. So to combat that, I've got a little wheel here that I'm going to try out. I haven't ever tried one of these before, so I'm curious to see what it's going to do to this side and how well it's going to take stuff off. Now this is a piece, it's kind of flimsy, it's kind of hanging out a little bit, but we'll see if we can get this to take these off. So without further ado, I guess we'll just start on this side and go after it. I'm going to need something to hold this better. Right off the rip, it's been 2 seconds on this, and I've learned a pretty good amount. If you stay in one spot, this is where I started, it burns right through the gel coat, as seen there. And secondly, it doesn't really like to pull off unless you're grabbing edges of it, and then it pulls off in a ton of little pieces. So let's see if we can get this going again. Taking a little bit more effort than I was actually anticipating, but it is coming off, so that is a good thing. You know, I'm not too sure how I feel about the old wizard wheel, because a razor blade and some isopropyl alcohol is actually doing, I'd say, about a much better job than what that's doing. I was able to get the chunks off pretty big, and now we're just taking that glue off one by one, and if we're careful, we should never get into the paint. And now, I don't think this is gel coat, which is not good for us, but it is what it is. Which is going to make it a little bit more difficult, but we'll be able to get it done. Isopropyl alcohol, spray it on there, get that sticker stuff to start to be less sticky, and then we can go ahead and just carry it up the side there and take most of this out. See all the glue we're able to take off there? Starts getting dry, we'll put a little more ISO on there. Now you don't want to let this stuff dry up on you because it's going to become tacky again. So you want to get it off as quick as you can and keep this hydrated with some ISO to make sure that it doesn't continue to get tacky, or you're going to have lots of problems on your hands. Look at that. That's pretty good for just a razor blade. And some isopropyl alcohol. Take our rag, soak it in some isopropyl alcohol, get it to a nice new area so no glue is going to be sticking on it. But we really want to soak it to make sure that that stuff really unadheres from the plastic. I want to use the abrasive of the rag itself as like the new razor blade, but it's less abrasive. But we still need a little bit of grab to bite onto that because this is now stuck on here very, very well. Whatever's left, and it's going to be tough to get it off. There you go. You can still see there's still a little bit of glue stuck on there, so I'll have to do a little bit more work, but it's coming right along. Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about the wizard wheel because a little bit of heat and just a razor pull this up. We pull up a corner where it's ripped, get it started back again. Till it breaks, and then we get some more heat to it. I'll tell you what, I really did not expect to see this, but this looks super cool. The Superjet superimposed in like the dirt. Hopefully it's showing up for you guys, but the Superjet, that looks sick. Kind of wish I could keep it like that. That looks really cool. I like that, like a ghosting on color. The Superjet. So going through and getting this sticky stuff off is proving to be more difficult than not. If I use the razor blade, I get about that much off. If I use a rag, I have a bunch of yellow from my yellow rag that comes off. So I use my yellow rag and it leaves yellowing on the paint itself. So what I've found is to get this extra sticky stuff off, the wheel doesn't work, the razor works to a point, the ISO works to a point, but after that, what's working the best for me is getting some ISO and then using a magic eraser, and that's been able to get that last little bit of glue I need off to make sure that it's completely clean, no more residue, and we're good to go on this. So now we've got this side nice and clean. You can kind of tell there's water or spots where the sticker was broken and it's all sun faded, but it's not the glue like this side. You can really see the glue is still on there. Now we'll see if we can get this side nice and clean. So we can see where the factory stickers were, all the glue that we have. This is after doing razor blade about 1 time over. There's still a lot, but some bare spots. And this is after doing it a couple times. There's just a couple little spots that still have our glue on it that we need to take off with our magic eraser. Well, that went a little bit better than expected. I was expecting to use one of these wheels the whole time, and actually a little bit of heat on it went a long ways. A little heat and it just peeled right up. Too much heat and it burns right through though, so you kind of got to figure out that fine line. Not enough heat and it wants to be brittle and break off. So it's a very fine line temperature range, but I just had mine on low settings, just kept it right above, right in front of where I was pulling, and it seemed to be about perfect for what I needed to do to pull that off. Okay, well, I've got glue to scrape off, razor blade, and ISO, and apparently I've got a giant mess now to clean up. So I'm going to do those things, and I think I'm going to call it a night. It's already getting dark, so hopefully you enjoyed this short little episode. I'm going to get out of here, enjoy the rest of my night, clean this up, get ready for tomorrow, and get back to hopping on this thing. All right, take it easy, everyone. Peace. Have a good night. Bye. Well, bam. That looks pretty slick. I like that.